Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Johanna Miller. We're here with our weekly climate dispatch, my colleague Lauren Hierl, Vermont Conservation Voters. And today we are really lucky to be joined by Mike McCarthy, representative from St. Albans, who also happens to be on the House leadership team as the majority whip. Thank you so much, Representative McCarthy, for taking the time. We know these are literally the waning hours and days of the legislative session. We know how busy you are. And we are really excited to have you here, just highlighting for folks quick high-level overview of serious progress that's been made on climate action this legislative session, tremendous progress in the climate resilience front, which is exciting. But today we really want to highlight and have you sort of underscore, Representative McCarthy, some of the priority bills that have been moving through the legislature, what that means for the House Democratic Caucus, the legislature more broadly, and frankly for the state of Vermont in terms of finally, getting serious about our new climate requirements and doing our part to mitigate the impacts of a warming world and the costly and consequential impacts that has. So Representative McCarthy, what has the House been doing and what do you see as sort of promising outcomes this legislative session? And thanks again.
Thank you, Joey and Lauren, for the opportunity to talk climate with you today. I serve as the whip, and we on the House Democratic leadership team and of course the speaker have made climate a priority this biennium. We started this year of the session with climate kickoff with our relevant chairs, and it was really clear that with the budget, with the thermal and transportation energy sectors, especially highlighted with the relevant chairs there, with Representative Lanford from Transportation and Representative Brigland from the House Energy and Technology Committee, that we were going to make big progress on climate. We now have about $200 million in planned climate spending going into this budget. That's everything from weatherization, municipal energy grants. There's a lot of money in there for electrification of both the thermal and the transportation sectors. The environmental justice bill really speaks to the future of how we're going to make sure that no community is disproportionately impacted by pollution and by the work that we need to do to build climate resiliency, because we know that our climate's already changing here in Vermont. This week, we just passed the clean heat standard, and it is about to be on the governor's desk. It's on its way over there. And the budget is in a committee of conference, and the transportation bill is almost closed. So all of these things are so close to the finish line. We can see all of our climate legislation that we've been working so hard on is so close to the end, and could really use help making sure that we have the governor's support for all of that legislation.
Thank you so much, Representative McCarthy. And since Joey and I recorded this climate dispatch with Representative McCarthy at lunchtime, I'm doing an updated ending because we just got word that Governor Scott has chosen to veto the clean heat standard. So he has sent it back to the legislature. So they'll have the opportunity to vote next week to see if they can overturn that veto. And the vote count is going to be pretty tight. So we'll be back in touch with you next week about what that might look like. But for today, we always like to end with a call to action. And you just heard about this big suite of climate policies and investments that are on their way to the governor. So we have a two-pronged ask for calling Governor Scott. We think he should be hearing from people expressing disappointment in his vetoing the signature climate bill reaching his desk this year, the clean heat standard, and calling on him to please stand by and support the environmental justice bill, the climate investments that are headed his way, so we can make progress on those as we try to scramble to see if the legislature is going to act to overturn the veto on the clean heat standard. So thanks for all you do. We're almost to the end of the session. A few more days. Sounds like we've got another vote on clean heat coming, and a few more bills to wrap up and get to the governor and hope to have his support on. So please consider making a call to the governor. You can find out how to reach the governor at governor.vermont.gov. There's a phone number and there's an email form. So just weighing in to express your disappointment with the veto on the clean heat standard and calling for him to support the rest of the climate package heading his way. Thanks for all you do. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back with you next week, hopefully at the end of the session to let you know where everything landed. Take care. Bye.